I think it shaped me in a sense as I'm a very anxious person. I'm very nervous a lot of the time because I think moving around so much, I was always that new kid, like the weird, quiet new kid. And like
Yeah.
it was difficult to make friends because I didn't know how to interact with people. So I think my social skills were lacking in that sense. But it also, I guess, made me find out who I am as a person. Like, I'm a bit strange sometimes. Like, I do things and I like so many different things from like dancing to like drag queens to makeup. And then I love like sports racing, like cars and stuff like that, racing and like video games. Like, there's so many different things that I just like am so passionate about. But again, like I feel like I didn't really have that many friends growing up as well. So it was kind of difficult in that sense. Every time I moved, I would lose, that best friend that I had at the other school and so forth. And I mean, school sucked anyway.
We're your friends now. We're your friends now.
Exactly. Honestly, and I say this so many times, like the friends that I've made through streaming have been better friends to me than people that I've known since I was 2. Like it's incredible. They're so incredibly supportive and kind and caring, and it's amazing to find people who are so like-minded and see the same values, I guess. Just want to support and love people.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
No, I get it. What about education? How was that for you growing up?
I mean, I never really overly struggled. Like I wasn't, top of the class, but I wasn't like, failing or anything like that. It was a bit difficult again with moving around different curriculum for different schools and stuff like that. But I'd always adapted pretty quickly. I did want to be like a vet nurse, so I got right into like, the advanced maths and biology. And then once I figured that you could do dance as a career, I was like, no. Dropped maths, dropped biology. I was like straight into the dance. Like, I don't care about any of that stuff. But yeah, it was I mean, yeah, it was good. I just stayed to myself most of the time.
Oh, I feel that. So did you ever finish college?
Yeah. So I originally started in 2013 and 14 was when I first did the diploma of dance. I never actually graduated then. I had a few things come up. My stepfather had cancer and he passed away. So it was kind of like I didn't really go through that grieving process. I kind of just like blocked it out and just was like dance, which burnt me out a lot. And then I took a few years off to teach. And I was in a ballet company as well for a bit. And then I went back and graduated the diploma and then did the Cert 4 of musical theatre. And yeah, it was fun. It was good. It was stressful and mentally exhausting and physically exhausting. But there's just like so much that you have to learn and so much you have to do. And like you need to be strong, like mentally. And it was fun. Well, it was extremely stressful. It was really fun. I really enjoyed it.
Okay. How was that like? Because I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about dance. So like tell us, how was that ballet like? What was it like? Give us like kind of a routine, a daily routine that you had to go through, and then with the teaching as well. Tell us about it.
It was hard to have a routine when I studied dance. Every day was different because a lot of our teachers were in the professional industry, so some days they couldn't make it in or they had to like substitute it out. But I'd pretty much just like wake up at like 5-ish, have a shower, get ready, all that stuff, and then go in, get in there early so I could stretch, and then it'd be like a full day. It'd be like jazz, tap, ballet, sometimes a singing lesson. And then at night would be the musical theatre, so it'd be like acting, and some more singing and like, singing, song and dancing kind of thing. With the ballet company, it was good. I enjoyed it. It was only a small ballet company, but it was really good to get that technique side of it. I'm not really much of a ballerina, I think a lot of my parts I got based purely on my acting. um, so like one of the characters I had was Helena from Midsummer's. So she's like just cuckoo, like she's like just a crazy lady, and I feel like I played that pretty well. But it also pushed my technique a lot because we had one of my favorite teachers, Michael Braun. He was really big in the New Zealand ballet and Australian ballet as well, and he used to come and help out, and just he was basically like our father figure of the company. So he would just be really like stern, but like comforting and caring, and really strong with like why are you doing this move? How are you doing this move? How can you improve on this move alone? Like those kind of things. And the teaching, it was good. I didn't mind the teaching. I find the teaching frustrating when it comes to kids who are there for the social aspect of it. I'm not very good with kids in general. Like when they're coming in and they're just talking the whole class, it drives me crazy. Like I'm sitting there, I'm like, I have worked for hours on this routine. Just stop talking. But when I had a group of kids that would like just so into it, listening to everything that I had to say, like I adored it, and I loved making dances and routines. Like it was my favorite thing. Like just different like out there routines, like zombie routines or like like weird different routines. I absolutely adored it, but I don't think I'd go back there unless I had my own studio because I don't really like working under people. I'd rather just be my own boss kind of thing. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. It's always better to be your own boss than work for somebody. I get it. Yeah. I get it. Damn. That's crazy. So with that, like where are you at now with dance?
It's been a bit of a hard hit. Where I was living previously, there wasn't much dance. It was a very, very rural area. Really the only classes were for like kids or, 40 to 50-year-olds who hadn't danced in however long. So it was really hard for me to keep up classes. I did online stuff with a big choreographer in LA, Galen Hooks. I did a lot of workshops with her. She helped me a lot, and I would fangirl every time she would call out my name. I was like, oh my god. But in saying that, I have lost a lot of the muscle that I had gained when I studied full time, which was kind of heartbreaking in itself because I worked so hard to get there, and then it's just like how quickly it just goes. Like it's just kind of heartbreaking. But I'm in Sydney now, so there's a lot more opportunity. I'm going to try and get back into classes, auditions, agencies, kind of whatever I can get, which I feel like stream works perfectly with being a dancer as well, because if I have an audition like tomorrow, I'd be like, sorry guys, can't stream tomorrow, I'm going to go to an audition kind of thing. Whereas if I was working, I'd be like, hey, like, do you mind kind of thing. Yeah. So I find it really ties in really well with streaming as well, because it's also entertainment. It's an entertainment thing, performing, acting, kind of.
Yeah. Don't stop. Don't stop. You got to keep going.
Hell
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, that's nice. I'm happy that there's opportunities out there. Definitely, that saying is when one door closes, another one opens. So I mean, it's good that you're still looking on the bright side, because a lot of people, they don't have that drive and they just kind of shut down. Something bad happens, they're like, that's it, I'm done, throwing in the towel.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I get that for like a couple of days, and I'm like, you know what, like, what is it worth it kind of thing. Like I definitely get it, but then I find myself doing something or watching a show or something like that. Like I think I was watching, there's this show on Netflix called Glow Up, which is like a makeup show. I don't know. Oh, okay. I just chucked it on. And there's a few episodes where they do like the makeup of like, musical theater, like musicals and stuff like that, or like dances. And like I was sitting there and I was like, oh my god, like I want to be there. And there's been multiple times where before COVID hit, I went on a cruise ship, and I watched one of the shows that they did on the cruise ship, and I sat there and I was like in tears. I was like, I want to be out there so bad. Like I want to be there. I want to be out there and do that. But I can do it. I just gotta keep pushing.
Oh yeah, true. Oh, that's good. That's good. Good. So like from when you first started to dancing now, is there any changes that you've seen?
Definitely. I feel I started dancing when I was about 4. But it
Oh
was just
dang.
like, kind of just kid dancing, like, little classes every now and then.
Okay.
Once I started moving around, it was a bit difficult to keep up with the classes and curriculum of just a younger dance. They usually have kind of like exams that they go through. There's quite a few different like ballet exams, jazz exams that you can do. So keeping up with all of that was really difficult when I kept moving. And I started doing Irish dancing randomly,
Oh, nice.
and I was really good at it. Like not to brag or anything, but it was like, so one of the studios that I started at, we did one of my first competitions that we did was I think it was states or something like that, and um, there's like all these different rules with like Irish dancing competitions, but basically I did 3 dances, and 2 of my dances my number had flicked up, so I didn't get scored on those dances.
What?
Um, but I ended up coming 3rd overall, like in front of everyone
Wow.
that had been scored by 3 dances, where I had only been scored 1 dance. So it was kind of like, okay, I could really do something with this too. And so that was really good. And then once I got to the last high school I went to, I did dance there. And then that's kind of when I realized that I really enjoyed it. Problem was, I don't feel like I'm a natural dancer. I feel like I'm a very awkward mover. I feel like, like if I'm just freestyling or something, I'm not, like, I'm really awkward. Like,
Right.
I don't seem to know how to move my body properly. So I think it took a long time for me to move through that and figure out what's going to look good on my body, how I can utilize, like, I have really long limbs and I'm very short. So how can I utilize these 2 things and make them cohesive? Like, so it took me a long time to be able to do that. And then another big problem was I have a lot of strength and power when I dance, and learning how to control that as well. And just not make it look like absolute chaos, because it used to look very chaotic when I danced. And then obviously like the technique side of it, like the turns and the jumps and stuff like that, I never learned that when I was younger. So when I studied full time, I was very much behind a lot of the people, which kind of just made me push more to get to that point, because I didn't want to be that person like at the back. Like, I want to be the front center stage. Like, I'm not gonna hide that. Like, every dancer wants to be at the front. So I pushed hard for it, and I got solos at my studios. I one of the or like I've done quite a few auditions. One of the auditions that I got almost all the way through was between me and another girl, was West Side Story in Australia, and it was between me and this other girl, and I didn't get it, but it was just like I was that close. Like
You
this
were
is like
there. You
I
were
was there,
there.
I was there, and that's the thing. Like, I was, and like a lot of the people that were at the audition were my teachers, girls in my class that I thought were better than me, and I think there was only 5 girls who got through the first callback, and then I was the only girl after that got a callback in my city, and I was just like, that's huge. Like, and that was kind of, that made me realize that like this is working for me, like what I'm doing and pushing so hard, like all this hard work is slowly paying off.
Right.
But
That's crazy.
it's good.
It means you're top notch. You're a 5-star dancer.
Getting there. I think a lot of the stuff with Galen as well, with the lady in LA, has been really helping. She's been helping me as well figure out how to control a lot of my movements. Like the way she explains things in her workshop is just like incredible. Like she really, like, you have her big master classes where there's like thousands of people like in her class. And then she does workshops where it's only like 18 of you. So she like one-on-ones, like, if you try it doing like this, like I think one of the big thing was like, for me, that she said was like, pretend that you're made of glass. Like, you still want to hit hard, but you're made of glass, so you don't want to hit too hard that you're going to break yourself, kind of thing. It was just like little things that she like adjusts to suit you as a dancer. And I think those things in itself like just really, really helped as well.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking about too. Like you said, you're short, but you got long limbs, but you have a lot of power. Like I'm like, how do you put all that together?
Yes. I honestly have no idea. Like I've been told so many times, like people obviously who haven't met me, because as soon as you meet me, you're like, holy shit, you're short. But like people who always see like this, they see the videos and they see photos and stuff like that. They're like, you look so tall, like because I don't know, I have really long legs and arms and stuff like that. But like as soon as like it comes down to it, I must have like a tiny, tiny torso, which also makes me like, I feel like the shorter you are, the more of a pocket rocket you can be. And so
great choice of words. I like it.
So yeah, just trying to balance all of that together. It was quite difficult, but like again, like it with the freestyle, like I can really see like how unco I am as a dancer. Like it's so hard. Like a lot of the workshops that I did with Galen was freestyle. And so like that was terrifying to me. And like I can like even see it like, but I do such like she's very much like, do your freestyle how you are, don't freestyle how you think you should do it, like just whatever comes, like let it flow kind of thing. So I just used to do like weird things like creeping up my hands up my face or something like that, like just super abnormal things that like I was just like, I don't know, I don't know. And like eventually it slowly worked out to look decent.
Yeah.
I still feel like I have a long way to go with that though. So yeah.
What do you feel you need to
keep working?
Pardon?
What do you feel you need to improve still?
I mean my strength definitely needs to come back. Technique, I feel like technique is something that you can never be happy with. Like you always have to be, there's always something that you have to work on with technique, whether it be your turns, your jumps, like your kicks, flexibility, like all that stuff. But honestly, it's just being confident as well is a really big thing I need to work on. Like if I don't feel confident with choreography, it's like I psych myself out of it so much that already I've put myself at a loss. Like one of my teachers, he actually got really mad at me one time. It was a musical theater routine that we just learnt in like half an hour or something like that, and then we did it in front of class. That's usually what happens. And he pulled me out and made me do it by myself, and he was like, it shits me. What shits me about you is that you look incredible doing this. Like you were beating the whole class. Like you look the best right now, but you're so fucking inconsistent. Like, so like consistency is another thing. Like again, like it comes in with the confidence. If I'm not confident with it, I feel like I'm gonna look like shit. Therefore, it does look like shit. Therefore, it's just like ridiculously inconsistent.
Damn, that's funny. So with the the help from Galen, you said in LA, how did that start? Like how did you reach out to her? She reach out to you, and then how did like the whole her teach you freestyle, start and help you out?
Hey, I mean, I've watched Galen for years. Like I think I found her in 2015 or something. The first dancer that I found her was actually one of my favorite ones. I don't know if you've seen it on my Instagram, but it's called River, and it's like a heels routine. The first moment I saw it, I was like, this is incredible. Like this is insane. I'm in love with this person. And so I followed her a lot. Like I've watched pretty much every one of her dance videos like over and over to the point where I could almost do the dance because I'd watched it so many times. And then when kind of the whole COVID thing started and lockdown started, she was doing a lot of online stuff. And one of the classes that she did was River. And I was like, yes, like I'm going to pay for this. I think it was only like $10 or something. It was just an online class like on Zoom. And I was like, yes, I'm doing it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I started doing it. And the thing that blew my mind is like, this was my first class ever with her. And I was so excited. I was nervous, but like she couldn't see me or anything. It was basically like a stream, I guess. Like,
okay.
It was actually, no, it was on Crowdcast or something. It was basically like a stream. So like she could see chat, you could see her, but she couldn't see you kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so we were learning it, and halfway through it, she was like, who has it? Like, who's got it? Type here in the chat or whatever. And I was like, yes, like, whatever, I've got it. And then next minute, I get a message pop up on my screen saying, Galen wants to share your screen. And I'm like, oh my God. I freaked out. And I clicked it. And she was like, okay, show me. I was like, okay. And then this is in front of like thousands of people. I'm like, oh my god, okay, I'm freaking out. And so I did it, and I saved the whole thing, and like I even like zoomed up on her face because I was just so like starstruck that she like her facial expressions, like she was like vibing, she was like, and then after she was like, that was amazing. She was like, you're amazing, and I'm like, holy fuck, like. And then she gave me some tips again. It was like with the whole like power thing, like there's too much power and it's just kind of going everywhere. So I did more of her classes like that, just like via the crowdcast. And then as she got more, like as quarantine was just longer and longer, she decided to do a lot of her workshops online, like the ones that I told you about. So you have the light, which is like the beginners dancers, the classic, which is just finding out who you are as a dancer, and then she has like game plan, like people getting into the industry, like she shares all these different things. So I ended up with doing classic first, and then I did, which was the freestyling stuff. Then I did the game plan, which is kind of just like how you present yourself in the industry, networking, your style, who you are, how you present yourself at an audition, like really important things in the industry. And then I did another classic one, which again is freestyle. And then the last one I did was like kind of freestyle, but with high heels, which was really, really cool. It was really, really cool. Yeah, it was really, really fun. But she actually shared one of my dances on her Instagram as well, which I kind of like freaked out a little bit. But it was really good. It was really, really good.
How did what were the feedback that you got from that video that she posted of you?
I think a lot of it was just like beautiful. Like a lot of so how it kind of works is like it's a 2-day workshop. I think it's 4 hours per day. So she'll just go through, like the first 2 hours will be freestyle. So she'll be like, she'll give you a song and then she'll give you a prompt, like you have a marble running down your body, like how are you going to move the marble, or you are building a house out of whatever material you want, like just random things like that. And then by the end of it, like right at the end, she'll go through one by one and put on a song and basically kind of give you a prompt. So my prompt was like, we're seeing you, like you are you right now, and like we love you kind of thing. And so a lot of it was just like, it was very emotional. I was crying beforehand, like I was sniffling, like and so a lot of the comments were just like, this is beautiful, like those kind of things. I felt very free doing it as well. It was the first time I felt free in a lot of my movements. So yeah, it was really good. It was really, really cool.
Okay. You ever like when times get hard or you have a lot on your mind, do you ever just go somewhere and just dance? Put on your headphones and just
I used to do that a lot. I used to do it a lot. I used to do it a lot in my room when I was living back at my mom's. Like if it was like late, I would just chuck something on. Not much room, but then when I moved into the last place I was at, we actually had the garage was done up as a dance studio. So like there was mirrors and all that stuff. And I had a really rough time sleeping a month or so ago. So it'd get to like 4 a.m. and I was just like wide awake. So I would just get a candle, put the candle in the room, and just like, I don't know, however my body felt, like I'll just put on music. And if it was an upbeat song, but I didn't really feel like moving, I would literally just sit there and just do like something with my hands, like, or like I would get up or like just lie down, and like it was just like, yeah, I love doing that. But the problem with me doing that as well is like I get really uncomfortable doing freestyle like that in front of people. So if I know that someone is around or there's a potential of someone being around, there's no way I'm going to do it. like it's so like, but then that's a catch-22 because I'm also like on stage, look at me kind of thing.
I'm shy, but I want to be in front stage.
Basically, exactly.
Makes sense. I feel it.
Give me attention when I want the attention, not.
Yeah. Pretty much. I don't know. So, sorry, like I keep going back and forth. So,
No,
like
you're fine.
growing up, you say you started dancing when you're 4. How is what's the word I'm looking for? What were some of the values that were instilled in you growing up, and like how do they pertain to you now, and do they apply in dance and streaming?
I think one big thing with dance is, I mean, dance is very disciplined. You have to be disciplined to be a dancer. Um, it's a very tough industry. It's very mentally draining. It's definitely changing now. I guess dancers, people are now considering a dancer's mental health, making sure they're okay. Body image is not as frowned upon, like body shaming and stuff like that is frowned upon more now, which is really, really good. I'm glad that it's changing, but it was definitely an issue where they just didn't care. Like, you're here to dance. Like,
Right.
I don't care about what you're feeling. Like that kind of thing. So, and it's really strange because I feel like I'm a very sensitive human being, but as soon as it comes to dance, especially with auditions, like I've been to so many auditions and I've been cut so many times. Like first round, there was one audition I went to where they literally just lined us up and went no, no, yes, no, no, and like
Damn.
I got cut. I was like, okay, it is what it is, kind of thing. But it's really strange because me being a sensitive person, that should upset me, but for some reason, as a dancer, it doesn't. It's just like, okay, that sucked, but moving on to the next one, the bigger, better one.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like I actually do get to dance because I see it as an opportunity, like a free class with a big choreographer, you know. And I feel like it kind of, in a sense, ties into streaming because it's like, you know, I mean, there's always like the ups and downs with views. There's always going to be the ups and downs. You know, I've almost hit partner like 4 times now. It's been like, you know, they've had the 74, the 73, the 73. I think I had 79 at one point. And it's like you get so close, but then something pulls it away. And it does hurt. It really does hurt. But I feel like growing up, being disciplined by dance, it's like, take it. It is what it is. Keep going. Next one. Next time will be better. This one I've got it. Next time I've got it, kind of thing. And I think dance really, really helped with that as well, in a sense.
Okay. You guys didn't know, Plex is her main is Watson, right? Am I right? Watson
Yes.
main. Okay.
Hell yeah.
You know, I vote her for partner. I think she deserves partner. If you guys haven't checked out her stream, make sure you check it out. She's amazing.
Let's get her to partner. Let's get her to partner.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I think you can do it. You can do it. You deserve it.
It's just been rough. Like, I mean, obviously the last couple months of moving, I don't actually have any of my streaming set up. It's still like all at the old house. So I think we're going to try and move it potentially into the garage, see if there's room. So hopefully get back to it soon. I need to get back to it before the 9th of April. We're doing like a charity tournament Apex thing.
Oh, nice.
It'll be good. Scary, but good.
Tell us about that. Tell us about that charity event.
Yeah, so I'm B-Rad. He's like a caster for a lot of like the Australian Apex, like ALGs and scrims and stuff like that. And he's doing a Ukraine charity event where he picked 20 people to be like the captains. And then from there you can choose like your team. Obviously there's like a guideline kind of thing. So I'm a diamond player. I think I could have either 2 masters on my team or another diamond and like a pred/pro. So yeah, it's gonna be really, really interesting because Jen Burton is in it and he's like the best controller player probably like ever. Like he is absolutely insane and there's like so many like really good players and like I mean it's not supposed to be sweaty but I feel like it probably will become sweaty anyway. But I'm just yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna try and have fun with it. I think it'll be good. Last time I did a charity tournament, it was really, really fun. And it was with 2 people that I didn't even really know. Like, so we didn't get to choose the teams last time. It was one person that I had never played Apex before. He literally downloaded it, and I took him into the firing range. Probably like half an hour before teaching him the game. And then we had one like pro player, and we had never met, we had never spoken. Like it was just super like awkward. So I think this time with the people, like knowing the people and vibing with people, it's just going to be so much more fun and entertaining, and I think it'll be really, really good this time. I'm really excited for it.
Okay, that sounds like it. Sounds like it. I don't know. I think I'd be nervous as hell to play with anybody who's pro. I don't know. Some people say I'm good, but I'm like, nah, I beg to differ.
Well, the last one I did, I got killed by this Jen Burton, and I kind of fangirled a little bit. I was like, guys, I just got killed by Jen Burton. Didn't kill him, but he killed me, and clip it, kind of thing.
Yeah. I don't know.
But it was fun.
But kind of going back to dancing a little bit. Were there any injuries during the process? And if so, like which ones, and how long was the recovery process?
Yeah, I've had quite a few. Usually just like small ones, like, twisted ankle, like pulled muscle, like strained things, kind of thing. Nothing crazy. Only lasted like a couple of days or a week or so. But I think in 2011 I really hurt my back. And it progressively got worse. A lot of people I was seeing, like, chiropractors, osteos, physios, like doing whatever I could to figure out what was going on. A lot of them thought that scoliosis was in play with my back. And it wasn't until 2000, I think it was 16 or 7, maybe 17, I can't remember. I actually got an MRI, so it was ruled out, but it was something to do with my whole, like, my hips not lined up. There's like something going, degeneration going with the cartilage. I don't know. It's all like doctor talk. I don't really understand it, but basically it's screwed. So I get a lot of pain, like in my sciatic nerves, which goes down my leg. So that's honestly the most crippling one that I have. That just, it hurts most of the time. But getting into dance as well, like, it hurts a lot more. And I think kind of my knees are just a little bit screwy, but it hurts every now and then. But it is what it is. Just push through. Hope it doesn't snap. It'll be fine.
Oh, well, way to have a positive outlook on it. I like it.
Yeah, it's good.
But pretty much, like, once you start dancing, anyways, the adrenaline kind of kicks in, right? And it just, for the most part, you don't feel anything till you finish.
Basically, I mean, like, a lot of the times, if you have an injury at dance, you have to, like, you still have to go in, but you have to watch, and you have to sit out or lie down because back. But I couldn't do it. I hated it. I hated just sitting there watching people dance. I'm like, now I'm fine. I remember one time I really hurt my hand, actually. I thought I broke it. Like, it swelled up like insane. It was like purple because, like, I smacked it into, like, we were doing a double turn with, like, a hand out, and it, like, smacked into someone else's hand. She was fine. But I went to the hospital and they said it was like skin tissue damage or something like that, and I had to wear a brace. And I remember my teacher got so mad at me because I took off the brace because I was doing partner work that day, and I didn't want it. Like, it wasn't like a full-on brace. It was like one of those, like it had like a metal thing, like, at the front, just kind of holding it. And I took it off because I didn't want to hurt my partner. Like, I didn't want to, like, accidentally smack him in the face with this metal brace. But my teacher did get kind of mad at me for it, for taking it off. So I was like, okay, goes back on.
It'd be like that. Fuck it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So with with dance, streaming, and life altogether, like, how do you balance it all? What are obstacles that you feel get in the way, and, like, how do you overcome them?
I think at the moment I'm definitely not balancing anything. I think when I first started streaming, it was good because it's kind of hard to, like, say, because when I first started streaming was basically when COVID hit pretty hard. So I was still doing some classes, but a lot of the time, like, by then, like, dance was pretty much gone. Like, there was no classes. Like, the government basically just didn't care about performing arts at all. So nothing really happened for so long, besides the classes that I did online. So it's hard trying to get back into it and trying to get back into the juggle of things, because I enjoy streaming at night. That's when I enjoy it. But it's also like when a lot of the classes are on. I know some classes can be during the day. That's another thing that I need to try and figure out is like where the classes are. But then again, it's like my anxiety comes into it. It's like I don't know anyone here. Like kind of scary going into a brand new class full of people who already know each other, and just like jump in kind of thing. Plus, I don't really know where I'm at anymore with my like dancing. Like obviously going into like a hip hop class is a little bit different than going into like a jazz class, say. Because I could go in the hip hop class and pick up the choreography and get the movement and stuff like that. But I go to a jazz class and I think, you know, I'm advanced. So I'm going to go to the advanced one and I can't do any of it because my strength just isn't there anymore. So it's kind of scary, but trying to balance everything is definitely difficult when it's trying to figure out, like, I feel like at the moment it's like, which one do I want more right now? Which one's more important? And for me, I think getting back into streaming, making it so that it's a stable kind of, I mean, a stable, you know, job kind of thing, you know.
Right.
So then I can be like, okay, that's there, that's stable, that's solid, you know, schedule's good, streams are good, everything's good. Let's go back into the dancing side of it, kind of thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So yeah, I gotta figure out the streaming side of it first, and then although I really want to get into like different sort of classes, like, yeah, obviously I want to get into the usual jazz, tap, ballet kind of thing, but I really want to learn how to do like the sword, what is it called? Sword, I think it's called like sword play or something, and you do like the cool like kind of stuff with the swords. Yeah, or like stunt stuff as well, like combat, like choreographed fighting, like that kind of stuff, and like hoops and silks and stuff would be really, really cool to get into. It's like random stuff. Yeah.
Sounds interesting.
It'd be fun.
Stream it.
Yes. That'd be really cool.
Have you ever thought about streaming like your dance routines, like on Twitch?
I always wanted to. I think there was a big thing with like the DMCA thing that I was a bit nervous about doing. And then it was kind of like, and then I kind of like second guessed it. I'm like, what do I do? Do I like, because I can't just choreograph things on the spot. It takes me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, then if I did that, it'd be like, I'd be playing the same song over and over and over again for like 2 hours. Like people would be like, I'm done. I don't want to watch this anymore. I don't know. I just get like into my head where I'm like, is this going to be interesting? Like, does anyone want to watch it? Like, I'm not really sure yet. But I do eventually want to do something like maybe some form of like class or something. Like, I think it'd be really cool to do like a workout. It's like a workout routine kind of thing, like fun ones.
I mean, you know, the way I see your community, I think they'll more than enjoy it. Look, they're already saying now sword stream confirmed.
They want to see it.
They want to see it, you know. So I mean, you know, like I said, just from me, you know, outside looking in, you know, the way your community supports you, I think whatever you do, to be honest, I think they'll enjoy it. They're there for you, you know.
It's so hard because like I know this, like I know how amazing my community is, like I know they'll be there no matter what, but there's still that, like, even like every single stream without fail, I'll sit there and be like, no one's gonna show up, no one's gonna come in, like there's this overwhelming fear, and then I'm like, I'm being so stupid, like I know that they will, like you know, they're always there for me and they always have been there for me and they've never let me down, and then it's just like, yeah, but like what if this time I think that's just something that's going to come with, like, you know, as we spoke about before, like, you know, therapy and getting help and figuring out why my brain does the things that it does and hopefully get some friggin' peace and quiet with over-analyzing absolutely everything.
And when you figure that out, you let me know too.
Will.
We got a problem with our brains.
We could all buy swords and do her routine with her. Wow.
Yes. I'll get like the lightsabers as well.
Even better.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna look ridiculous doing it, bro.
I actually bought a wooden. I don't remember what it's called, but it's basically like a training sword,
Mhm.
and I bought it specifically because I wanted to learn it on YouTube. And I think I did it like once, and then I got nervous because Mum's car was in the garage, and I didn't want to hit it. Like, so I kind of just stopped for a while. But I want to get back into it. I think it'd be really cool. It looks so cool.
What? Look at Cyrus.
I was looking for a color lightsaber.
I don't have one.
Yellow is more of me.
I think the closest thing I got is this long one up top, but I'm not getting up to get it. But what speaking of talking about streaming and all that, what got you into it, into streaming? Like, what was just that? Fuck it, I'm gonna stream.
So I actually started streaming sort of like my first stream was actually when I was studying full-time dance. I think it was like August 2018. I think I looked up is when I made my Mixer account. Basically we were just playing Apex. Like it would be at the end of like the day. I was so tired. And one of my friends was like, "Hey, you should stream on Mixer." I'm on Mixer, and I was like, "What is it?" Like, I never knew what streaming was. I had no clue who it was. I kind of knew who Ninja was, but like I didn't know how big of a thing it was. When I played video games, like even with like tournaments and stuff like that, like the esports, no clue what it was. I kind of just played video games within my little bubble of like whatever I was doing. So when I was like, what is it? And he was like, "Oh, you just go live on like the Xbox. It's really easy. Just do it." And I was like, "Okay." And I think, I didn't have a camera. I was using a $20 Xbox mic. Like it was nothing crazy. And I'd stream for like an hour every week, like once a week or something, nothing crazy. And like I think one person came in and I was really excited to talk to them. And then once I finished my Cert 4, I moved north, and I don't know, I wasn't really doing much. I was just like, I was teaching a little bit, and I was like, I'm gonna give it another go, like have a look. Because I thought streaming was basically like you had to be good at video games, and I was like, no one's gonna want to come in and watch my trashy ass like miss multiple shots. Like, nobody cares about this. And then so I just started streaming, and like, people were coming in and talking to me, and I was like, this is cool. Like, what? Like, I was talking to just a few people. Like, I had, again, the $20 headset, this really blurry ass camera. I think I was streaming through the Xbox, but like I had my Apple Mac doing like some overlays and like like really dodgy stuff. Yeah. And then it started growing from there, and it just grew quite quickly. And I was like, this is crazy. Like, what is this? And then once I bought a laptop for it, like I started streaming like through the laptop. And then, got a better camera and started growing it a little bit more. And then I sort of realized that like I could really make something of this. Like I could make a community about talking about mental health, making sure that people are okay. People can come in and talk about something if they need to, or just talk if you're feeling sad, And yeah, it kind of just grew from that. I think the Mixer shutting down was a bit of a hit, but again, it was like that thing that I was saying with dance. Like it was like, okay, whatever, that sucked, but let's go to Twitch, like kind of thing. And it was such a like my brain just exploded with like, I was on Mixer and like Ninja had like 5,000 views. I'm like, what? 5,000? That is huge. Like that is so many people, blah, blah, blah. And then I go to Twitch. I'm like, Nick Merckx over here's got like 60K, like that XQC, whatever's like on 90K. I'm like, what? What? So it's like, I always saw Twitch as like there's so much more opportunity. Like, yeah, it's going to be harder, but there's so much like more opportunity. There's so many more people. Like it's so more growth, bigger growth.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, so I kind of just kept going, kept going. I had no idea what I was doing though. Like none. Like I just started streaming. Like I think I Googled how do I stream. Like they came up with like networking and like social media and stuff like that. Like, the usual tips that they give you. And so I didn't really have any like, help or anything. Like I was just like doing it kind of, yeah. I stream. Like, no idea what I was doing, but yeah, I can't imagine not doing it now. So
Okay.
good.
Okay. How long? So when because the only reason I know about Mixer is because Champ, like when I met Champ, we started talking and like he would tell me all about people on Mixer. That's how I actually found you. There was this period where we would just like we're watching certain people, and then he'd be like, "Hey, come with me to this channel. I want to show you who these people are that that I talked to." And then I met you. I met Merc. Who else? I can't remember some of the other names. But like you and Merc were like the main ones that popped up that he told me about, and like that, like you said, it was a big hit. How um how was that transition? Like everybody that was on Mixer, and then you guys went to Twitch. Like how was that transition for you guys, and like how much of those people that are your supporters followed you from Mixer onto Twitch?
It was super awkward timing. So when Mixer shut down, I was in the process of moving in with my mum because I'd just broken up with my ex and we were still living together. So we moved out. So I was in the process of moving as it was shutting down. So I couldn't really do anything about it. Obviously, like I couldn't stream or anything like that. So once I found that it was shutting down, I was like, I went into the Discord. I was like, where do we do you want to go YouTube? I don't want to go Facebook because that's, tied in with Mixer. Do you want to go Twitch? Like, where do you guys want to go? Where is like where's everyone going basically? And obviously everyone said Twitch. And I was like, okay, Twitch it is. And I feel like it differed for a lot of people. I think it hit some people very hard, and I feel like some people didn't come back from it. I know a lot of people who had partnered and, would have hundreds of viewers on Mixer come over and, just drop like a lot of views. They're still doing well, like don't get me wrong, but it's like one of those things that's like, you go from like 400 to 12, like average. It's just, it really showed how much Mixer was just lurks. Like I think when I stopped on Mixer, I was averaging about 100-ish. And then we went to, wait, did I say Mixer or Twitch? When I went to Twitch, I was averaging about 20. So it was just like, that change was just so different. But it's just one of those things that like, if you dwell too much in it, you're not gonna keep growing. Like that's basically what I was trying to tell people that were really like down on themselves with it. It's like if you keep like going back to it, being like I miss Mixer, like Mixer this, Mixer that, like it's going to be constantly there in the back of your mind. You're going to be constantly comparing Mixer to Twitch, which is not going to help you. It's not going to help your growth. Like I feel like me coming onto Twitch, I grew a lot more in the sense that it wasn't just lurkers, like it wasn't just a whole bunch of like, 40 to 50 people in there who aren't really in there. Like, now I have like 70 people who are actually in there and actually involved in the chat and like talking and like interacting with each other, where I find Twitch so much better in that sense. Like it sucks with the views, but at the same time, it's also really cool because like you can see how many people are actually in there talking. Like obviously you get like the few like lurkers and stuff like that, but I think they changed that whole thing, didn't they? There's like something to do with like they changed how lurkers are not counted.
I think it has something to do with like only 2 of them count or something like that. Because I know a lot of people would like pull up a bunch of streams and then just say they're lurking, but I guess now you could only not only you but the streamer can only get credit for 2. So
Right.
yeah, I can watch you and then somebody else, and like those first 2 that I pull up, like those are the views that count, and everybody else it just won't even count.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I think, like I said, I think it was a bit of a hard hit for a lot of people. I think I was close to hitting 4,000 followers on Mixer. I was actually just about to go for partner on Mixer, but I'm really glad I didn't. I think I had 1,000 on Twitch before I moved over. And I know a lot of like the Mixer partners, they got Twitch partners by emailing Twitch and being like, hey, I'm a Mixer partner, like all that kind of stuff. which in a sense, like, I'm kind of really glad that I never went for it. To like, I just feel like if I was a Twitch partner before I really started growing, I feel like there's nothing to go towards. Like, your Twitch partner, like, that's it. Like, obviously, besides like getting your views, but it doesn't matter because you're a Twitch partner. So I feel like coming over and automatically getting it, I feel really jeopardized a lot of people, and they didn't push to grow. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Because
no, definitely.
there's nothing to go to. Yeah.
Yeah, it would almost be like they just came over to Twitch and didn't put any work in
Mm.
and got the promotion, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, definitely. Your yeah, when I tell you that her streams, like when she says the 70 people that are talking, like there's literally 70 fucking people talking, and I don't know how she does it because the chat is just it starts right here, and then within 2 seconds, like your shit's gone. That's it. Like that's how fast her chat moves.
And Plex is responding to all of it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
the fact that you're able to keep up with it, like, crazy.
That was definitely one thing that I really wanted to push for. I don't know. I always feel this like fear when I go into like, you know, a friend stream that has like, you know, 100 or 200 viewers or even like 70. I always have this like, you know, fear, not fear, but like, I guess sadness where you type something and you're like, hey, this is funny. And then they miss it and you're like, oh, okay, that's fine. So I never wanted, like, sometimes I do miss messages. Like, I will admit to that. There's been multiple times where I've read it in my head, but I didn't read it aloud or I didn't respond to it. And, you know, but the main thing is I don't want people to feel like, oh, I'm not going to bother talking into a chat because she's not going to get it. You know what I mean? Right. It's always going to be like, it's okay. She'll get to it eventually. It'll take her a couple of minutes, but she'll get there.
Definitely.
So I want people to be seen, I guess, is the word, I guess. I'm trying to.
No, definitely.
Get.
I get you. Yeah, because like I know, like, you know, when I would be in there and then I would type, and it might be like a minute or two. I'm like, oh, and then right away, Husky. Then you start reading off my thing. I'm like, oh, damn. All right, she got it. But definitely, you're on top of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I always say that. Like, so basically how I usually have it all set up is like I'll have my monitor that I'm playing on. I have the monitor that has like Streamlabs, mix it up, like chats over there. But underneath the monitor that I play on, I actually have my iPad open up with my stream. So like all I have to do is look down. Like that's it. It's not as much as like moving to the side or anything. But I can always tell when I'm really far behind because like I'll scroll up on my iPad to make sure that I'm like at a certain place, and I'll look over and there's messages, and I'm like, who is that? Like, they haven't even said hi yet. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so far behind. Like, but I'd rather be behind than just not see the message, like, at all. And even if it's like, you know, an intense fight in Apex or something, and I haven't had the chance to scroll up to where I was, like, I'll always be like, I will go up to where I know that I remember that I replied to this one always. Like, I don't want people to. It's a lot of work, but it's fun.
You do really well with it. I'll tell you that. Really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm trying to see where I was on the question. Well, so now we're gonna get into like a little bit relaxing questions a little bit, and it's mainly aiming towards like gaming for you. So like what's a game that you thought you would like but didn't like it when you played it, and then the opposite, vice versa?
So the game that I really thought I was going to like was No Man's Sky. It looked amazing. It looked beautiful. I was like, this is cool. Exploring is like my thing with video games. Like people get annoyed with me because like I need to like explore everything. like go to a quest and like, oh, what's over here kind of thing.
Same here.
But it just kind of killed me because I really struggle with like I need some sort of direction, I guess, like a quest. And I feel like No Man's Sky was basically like, okay, explore, have fun kind of thing. Whereas like I can't just do that. Like that really bothers me. And also the fact that like there's like 10 spots in the inventory that drove me insane because I like collecting things. But I know they did a few updates with it, but I haven't played it since it first came out, so I'm not sure. The game that I thought that I wouldn't like that I did was actually Dead by Daylight. Like,
Oh yeah.
I didn't think I would like it, but it's actually kind of fun. So when I first started on Mixer, one of the tips that I googled was play games that, you know, are high category view, like in the views and stuff like that. And I saw like Paladins was up there, and I was like, I've never played Paladins. I'm gonna play Paladins. Dead by Daylight was up there. I was like, cool, I'm gonna play that, like, kind of thing. And like, it sucked when I first played it because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have anyone to play with. Like, I was just soloing it. And then my boyfriend was like, let's play it. And I was like, oh, okay. And I started playing it, and I was like, oh, this is actually really fun. It's so much better when you play with people. Like,
Oh yeah, Paladin. Oh yeah. Yeah. Cam's the Paladin Pro.
yes.
So if you had to marry the last video game character you played, who would it be?
It was funny because I was thinking, because I read through the questions just before, and it's actually Loba, and I'm okay with
What?
this. I'm okay with this.
You're gonna put Watson to the side for Loba?
Okay, well, so
It's the booty.
so it is Loba.
True.
So I was playing ranked and stuff like that. So with ranked, I don't use Watson. I find Loba to be a lot better in the sense of like you can get away, and then I can like rat wherever I need to, and like it's really helpful to have the black market and stuff like that. But like the thing that I don't know why it makes me so happy. Like, this is such a stupid kind of petty thing that makes me happy is like, you know, when Loba first came out, it was just like, you know, Loba thick, you know, thick as fuck, you know, all those kind of things. Like people being really like over the top with it. And then it's like now her and Valkyrie have a thing, and I'm like, like I don't know why, but it was just kind of like, yeah, it was just funny.
Okay. And then if you had to live in a fictional video game world, which world would it be? Would you make changes, and which ones?
I chose Pokemon because Pokemon is dope, and I want an
That's
Arcanine.
exactly what I was gonna say.
Like,
Exactly what I was gonna say.
Pokemon is so cool. Like I was rewatching the first season of it is on Netflix for us. Like having an Arcanine would be so cool. Like just riding around an
Oh,
Arcanine.
Arcanine, right? That's
Right?
that's my favorite right there. Oh my
Have a
god.
little Raichu on the side, like. I'd like I was trying to think about like what I would change, but like I don't feel like there's that much like I don't know, maybe I just haven't like dived deep enough into it. But like I don't know, it's all pretty cool. Like just
So-
like you don't have to be a trainer if you don't want to be a trainer. Like you can be
True.
a breeder, you know?
Okay.
I never thought of that.
I didn't know.
I would want to be a trainer.
You would want to be a trainer? I wouldn't. It's too much work.
I don't know what I want to
Oh,
be.
you know what? Too much walking. I don't ever think about it. Never mind. I'll be a breeder. It's too much walking.
I feel like a breeder would be cool.
Definitely. So what was
Just
the
red brushes going.
Team Rocket Grunt? Oh, okay. Okay.
I'll be Jessie.
Ooh.
The hair.
Well, what was like your first video game that you've ever played?
I know there was a console that I had before the PlayStation 1, and I don't for the life of me remember what it was. I know that I had it when I was like really, really young.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really remember it that well. So the first game that I generally remember playing, so I used to have this demo disc on PlayStation, and it had Crash Bandicoot 3, Spyro, Tomb Raider. I think I played like once or twice, but I was always really confused about what was going on. And then there was this really cool game called like Dance something, and like it was like one of those things where like there was like a thing that would go around. You press like X, circle, triangle, like as it like hit the one, and like they were so cool. But like they're the only ones that I really remember playing. Like just like Crash Bandicoot and stuff like that. Oh, Tekken was on there. I love Tekken. So much.
Yeah, that's Chief's thing right there. He's a fighter.
I think the demo only had, you could only play as Eddie or Ling Xiao Yu. They were the only two you could play as.
Yeah.
And then you could only verse those two, Paul and Lee. they were the only ones that were in the demo game.
Yeah.
But I used to play with my brother all the time. He always used to like, he would never go easy on me. Like he's 10 years older than me. And so he started doing like capoeira as well because he loved Eddie so much.
Yeah.
And then he would like practice it on me. And so because of that, and because I would like, I would look up to my brother and like, oh, I want to do kicks and stuff. And then my mum basically banned me from playing it because apparently it would made me too aggressive. So when I got old enough to just buy my own video games, I bought them. I played them all the time.
I was gonna attempt to list some of those previous systems, but I had to think about it, and I was like, if I start listing all these systems, I think it's gonna expose my age, and Cyrus is gonna make fun of me.
Do it.
I've done it before where I've tried to, like, people have like listed off like the consoles that it could be, and honestly, I don't know. Like, I remember there was like a joystick, like one of those big joysticks, and that's the only thing that I remember from this console that I had. Otherwise, I have no other clues. Like, I was really, really young, so I don't even think I played it properly. I think my dad just pretended to plug in mine.
That's funny. So, what is your favorite game then? So we talked about one of the first ones that you played. From then until now, like what's been your favorite game? And with that, have you ever pretended to be sick so you can stay home and play it? Whether
Yes.
it's work or school, either one.
Yeah, I mean, I used to do it all the time with school. I used to have this I had the Sims 2 the Sims 2 on PlayStation 2, and it was like the Sims 2 Urban Life or something like that. There was a couple of Sims that you could get on the PlayStation, and I remember I was so obsessed with one of them that like I'd pretend to be sick and just stay at home and play it all day because Mum went to work, so she didn't care, she didn't know. And so like I used to do that all the time, and I used to do it when I was studying dance as well. Like, as much as I love dance, and there was times where just going to dance was just too much. Like, I was tired, I was exhausted. Like, I don't sleep well as it is, so it's like that on top of having to dance all day, it was just like some days were like, this is too much, I just can't do it. So I just used to stay at home and play it. But I think my favorite game, I always say this is Borderlands 2. I think Borderlands 2 was so well done. And like I spent so long. Honestly, I think Apex has my most amount of hours played, but I think Borderlands 2 is a really close second because like I've played the shit out of that game. Like, I played it so much, and I thought it was so well done, like how the story ties in with like the first one. Handsome Jack was probably the best villain I've ever like seen. Like, he was like one of those villains that you just despise, but like he's your favorite villain. Like, the way they did it was just absolutely incredible. Like, it was just, and like even just like the little side quests that you could do. Like, I remember that one of my favorite side quests is Shooty McShooty Face, and literally all you have to do is not shoot him in the arm, not the leg, not the chest. You have to shoot him in the face. That's the whole thing, and he'll be standing there yelling at you, just shoot him in the face. And like it's just like, it was just, I love that game so much. I can't wait to try the Tiny Tina's one. I always got told that apparently I remind people of Tiny Tina.
I know one of oh, go ahead, Cyrus.
I was saying that I see a lot of people streaming it. There's some people in our chat who've been streaming it and stuff, and it looks fun. It looks really fun.
Yeah,
I recommend it to you.
Yeah, I really want to get it. I think there was one thing that I really kind of wanted to play it on PC, which I won't be able to get until I move my PC here. But I can just get it on Xbox, but apparently it's not cross progression, which, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter too much, but then I'd have to buy it twice. So I might just wait till I get my PC and then probably get it then. But I'm really excited to get it.
Yeah. Did you play it with somebody else when you played Borderlands? I had my little brother with me when I would play. Like, we do the split screen thing. Whatever.
Yeah, I think that's how I first got into it. Into the first Borderlands, my cousin bought it and then I played it with him, and I was like, I didn't think I'd actually like it. I was like, I wasn't really into like first person shooters. I was like, it kind of just, I don't know, it just didn't really seem for me. Like I was more like, Crash Bandicoot, like those kind of things. So when I started playing it, I was like, this is actually really cool. I'm really enjoying it. So I bought it as well when I got home, and I was playing it with one of my friends, and then we played the shit out of it. And then when number 2 came out, we went for like the midnight release, whatever, and like we just played it for like 24 hours straight, the second one, and like we played the shit out of it.
Yeah.
But then like, I'd play a lot of it just by myself, just because I enjoy playing video games by myself. It's just like a relaxing. Like I've been absolutely playing so much RuneScape right now, like old school RuneScape, like so much of it. Like just sitting there and just like doing random things. I just enjoy like the solo kind of video games, like Skyrim, or
Nice. What does the future hold for you? Are there any big plans in the works, partnerships, promotions, endorsements, or sponsors? Right back. But go ahead.
I think I did write this down because I did like little check things or what I wanted to say. So the only thing is really the charity tournament, which is on the 9th of April. Otherwise, I haven't really been like pushing anything too much. Like, I think once I get the ball rolling again with streaming, I think, I'll be able to, chase, partnerships and like all those things. And I really want to do a charity stream for, there was some really big floods in Australia. A town that I used to live near, it was probably like 20 minutes from, they flooded, they had the worst flood ever. And they lost everything. One of my friends lost everything. And like basically they're saying, the government is telling, well, the council is telling them, like, don't rebuild. Like, you're not allowed to rebuild. We're not going to give you money to rebuild because like it's just going to flood again. I was like, why would you build town in a place that's just going to flood again? Like,
exactly. Like, why give people that hope?
Yeah. So, because my dad works around there. Like, my dad's a career driver. So he works around there, and my dad's a pretty Australian blokey bloke kind of thing. Like, nothing really phases him, but like it sounded like he started choking up when he was talking about it. Like the big shopping center there is basically just like they're destroying the whole thing because it's like just ruined. And like there was a flood not that long ago. It was in 2017, I think, was the last one. Yeah. So like and that one wasn't as bad, but it was still pretty bad. So people were still rebuilding from that, rebuilding the businesses that people, it took a while for businesses to get back into it, and then to get hit again with another huge flood that just destroyed everything. So hopefully when I get back, I really want to do a big charity stream for that, so we can send all the money over there and help some people out. And I really feel for my friend. She lives a little bit out of the way a little bit, but her house was like, she was on the roof of her like 2-story house, and like the water was up at the roof. Like she had to get.
This is while it was happening.
Yeah. So, and my heart just breaks for her. So her and her dad bought this house together, and they were like renovating it. Like it was just her and her dad, and then her dad passed away, so she was doing it all herself. She finished it. She was showing me photos. She was really excited. She does a lot of like fashion designing as well. So she was showing me like all the like little places that she had for when she wants to design things. And then she showed me photos of it now, and it's gone. Like all of it. It's just completely ruined. And like my heart just absolutely breaks for her. But
so there's no plans being spoken about rebuilding the area, or just when they say, yeah, don't even bother building a house there, like is that like the final word?
I'm not 100% sure. I haven't really looked too much into it. It sounds kind of silly, but I'm kind of one of those people, I kind of shy away from like Facebook like news and all that kind of stuff, because there's just so much negative stuff going on. And like I agree, it's very good to be informed, but I know my mental health, and like like I don't want to be informed right now. So like I'm kind of just hearing things from different people at the moment. So, but yeah, I think that'll be a really cool stream to come back to.
No, that's awesome. Definitely, when you do that, let us know. We'll be sure to promote it. Husky, he plays a lot of Apex or whatever game you guys plan on doing the stream with. Yeah, prayers to the family, everybody that was affected. But definitely let us know. We'll make sure that we promote it, and we'll do everything we can. We'll donate whatever we have to.
I think that's one thing I need to figure out was so the donation thing. So like Red Cross is like a big charity in Australia, but it is so just dodgy. Like they've been known for keeping a lot of the money for themselves. So there's a site that I can donate directly to like the people in Lismore, but it's like through a PayPal. So I don't know how I'm going to exactly set it up just yet. Whether I just give that link to people and just they tell me how much, or I don't really know. Things to figure out.
No, definitely let us know.
I will.
We're here for you.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Definitely. Is there anything else you wanna share? You got questions? Anything you want to talk about?
The floor is yours.
Floor is yours. Doesn't matter. So
I think one of the questions that I wrote down as well, I think it was about like something about stream, like getting into streaming, like for the people who want to get into streaming. I think it was just kind of like, people stream for different reasons, whether it be they want like a community, they want a platform for mental health, or a platform for anything really. They just like the games that they play, or like whether you want to be a professional gamer in whatever game it is that you play. It's kind of just like focusing on what it is that you want from streaming and like keeping that in mind. And I think a lot of people, I find it difficult to give people tips on how to stream or how to grow their stream or all these things, because again, it's like if you are not doing it, like obviously everyone's different. So like advice is completely different. Like I could be like, yeah, Husky, put up some dance videos on Instagram. Because like I think that's what got a lot of people like interested. They're like, oh, dancer, that's cool. Like something not many people have not seen, but different with the streaming. But it's also like I'm completely different. I talk to chat constantly. I always feel bad when I play with other people, because I've started doing like no communication, because I don't stop talking. Like there's no point for me to like stop talking for a second, talk to the person who I'm talking to and like playing with, and then go back to chat. Like chat is my focus. Like, and it's just about finding what it is that you want from your stream. And like obviously I'm not saying that people who don't focus on their chat are wrong, because they're not. Like you've got streamers who built up from the ground and became something of themselves purely on their gameplay. Like I think like Daltouche and stuff like that. I'm sure he was big with chat, when he started, but at the same time, like his main focus was how good he was as an Aplex player. Aplex, nice.
Okay, I see what you did there. Put yourself in there. Okay,
Aplex. Oh,
Aplex. Let's go.
I like that.
But yeah, I think just taking every sort of like any sort of tip, advice, not too seriously. I think, because then people get frustrated when it doesn't work out for them. Because something that's I think in a sense I think I also got really lucky with when I was streaming. I would always be in a party with my boyfriend at the time and one of my really good friends. So like even if the chat was dead, I didn't shut up anyway, because I was talking to them, like
Right.
in the party and stuff like that. So it's like when people came in, it was like you're having fun, you're enjoying yourself, they want to be a part of it. Like, I want to talk to this person, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Your communication is on point. It's on point with you.
You're not boring. You're not boring.
That's
what keeps everybody engaged. Like, you're not boring.
It's so funny because like I'm so awkward. Like, I'm a very awkward human being. Like, I'm super shy. If I don't know someone, it takes me a long time to warm up to them. Like, I'll be really quiet. People don't really understand, like, you know, who I am or why I'm so quiet. Like, I think a lot of people just think I'm rude straight off the bat, like, more in real life, because I just don't talk. I don't really talk. Like, I find it hard to go into a community of people that I don't really know, like, you know, one or two people, and just talk and become friends with them. Whereas, like, I think with stream, it's like, I don't need to shut up because, like, this is my stream, so I'm just going to talk. I'm just going to say whatever the fuck goes in my head.
Right.
And there's a lot of shit. Like, I started, like, because I said I've been on, like, RuneScape and stuff. I joined in a little clan or whatever on it. And, like, it's crazy. It's like the fastest group that I've ever been comfortable with, like, straight away. Like, they're really lovely people. And, like, I just say the most random shit and they just don't care. Like, and it would just be completely out of the blue. Like, I asked so many weird questions, not even weird questions, just like out of the blue questions. Like, I was watching like that makeup show while I was doing something on RuneScape. And then I just typed in the chat. I was like, because they're all Australian. I was like, would you guys come see me in a musical? They're like, what? Like, answer my question. Genuine question. So I find it really hard to, I find it really difficult to talk to people because I either overshare, I ask questions that don't even make sense. So I find it like I don't know what I'm doing a lot of the time. So I just don't talk to people that I don't really know. It's just easier.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm the exact opposite. Yeah. In person, yeah. I'm worse in person. My wife and I, we can go to you know, the grocery store, and then we're standing in line, and then like some old person or some younger person would just say something to me, you know, hey, you know, is that on sale? I don't know. And then, like, next thing you know, 5 minutes we're in a conversation, and then, you know, I check out, and then when we're walking out, my wife's like, hey babe, did you know him? No, I never met that person in my life. Like,
I don't even know his name.
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't even catch his name. It's like, are you serious? I was like, yeah, I don't know who the fuck that is. It's like, why are you talking to them like you know them? I was like, I don't know.
See, I can't do that. I can't just I'm really bad with small talk as well. I just grab my hair. Like, so I don't know what to say in small talk. Like as soon as it comes to like a conversation that's like one-on-one kind of thing, it's like I don't really, like, unless we start talking about things that are just like, I don't know, like, do you believe in aliens or something, like, or if there's a specific topic, like, I can't like.
Yes, I believe in
I
aliens.
don't.
Yes, I do too. I do too.
But like, I don't know. Small talk is just really hard for me. I don't know what to say next a lot of the time. I think I'm just like a really awkward person.
Do you think it'd be better in groups? Because like I don't really like big groups. It's not that I get nervous. It's just that I don't like to be surrounded by so many people. But if I have to, like, I'll do it. You know, it is what it is. But like one-on-one, definitely like hammer that shit out the building. You know. But what about groups for you?
Just depends. Like, it all depends on whether I know the person, if I'm comfortable with the person. Because like, as soon as I'm comfortable with the person, like, I can just be myself, and like I can be really strange. Like, I used to live with my best friend, and like I would just like, she would just come into my room, and she was kind of similar. Like, she would just come into my room and like say something completely that doesn't even make sense, and then just walk out. And like, that's the kind of person I am too. Like, I don't like, I'm not very good at conversations, but like, I'll come in and ask you a weird question and leave. But groups, it's like similar thing. Like, if I'm comfortable with the people that I'm around, and the majority of it, say like, you know, I say there's like 5 people, I know 3 of them really well and 2 of them I don't really know, it's fine. But if it's the other way around, there's 3 people that I don't know and 2, like, if it's outweighing it, I get really quiet and really shy and just, I don't really know what to say.
Right. That's understandable.
Yeah. Well, anything else? Chief, Cyrus, you guys got any questions?
I had a good one, and then I forgot. I do that a lot. I forget.
Sometimes I think he has onset early dementia.
Honestly, my memory is so bad at the moment. Like the amount of times I set so many alarms for today because I knew I was going to forget. And then, like, I think it was like whenever I messaged you, whenever I messaged you, I was like, oh my god, that's today. Like there's just like so many things that I'm like, I think, and it's really bad. Like we watched a movie. Me and my boyfriend watched a movie like 2 days ago or something, and he was like, "Yeah, we've seen this before." I'm like, "I've never seen this before," and he's like, We started watching it like a day or two ago," and I'm like, I have no memory of this movie at all, like none. Like I've never seen it. I've never heard of it. Like who is that actor? Like
Right.
You're lying to me.
Right.
It's so bad.
Okay.
Chat has a question. Chat is asking, what made you get into dancing? Like, what was your inspiration? And have you ever been out of the country?
Dancing. I mean, I started when I was 4. Mum, was like, go do dancing. I think once I started really realizing how much it helped. I mean, when I was in high school, it was like I think there was like 3.5 years where I did dance, and it kind of, high school sucks. People suck. Kids suck. All that stuff. There was bullying. I was just by myself most of the time. So my escape was dance. So I would go into the studio that we had at school, and it'd be lunch or recess or whatever. Or if I had a spare subject, I would just go in there and just turn on the music and just dance, like do routines that I knew, practice things, like all that stuff. And it was the only place that I felt okay. And then like my best friend at the time, she was in the grade below. She would come in with me and we'd just like go around and like do dances and stuff like that. And again, once I realized that I could do it as a career, it was just like, yeah, that's it. What was the other one?
Have you been
Have you ever been out of country?
Oh, yes. When I was 16, I went to London and Europe on a little Kentucky tour. And then just before COVID hit, I went on a cruise, and it took me to New Caledonia and Vanuatu, which is northeast of Australia. It was absolutely beautiful. Mystery Island was just incredible. Like it's like just this tiny little island with like a couple of huts. But like I walked around the whole island in like an hour. Like it was really, really cool.
I'm jealous.
I don't count Mexico and Canada. That's like right there. I don't count that. So I've never been out of the country. I can't wait. Can't wait to go. And then
we have a. Oh, you got it.
Yeah. We had another question. What is the thing which motivates you when it comes to streaming?
Knowing that me going live already makes people feel okay, whether it be they're having a bad day or they feel alone. Being that comfort streamer to people is just like the best feeling in the world. Like I've got comfort streamers that, sometimes I don't even want to talk in their chat. Like I just want to sit in there, like, listen to them talk, like, and it's such a different like variety. I have a few different like, comfort streamers. One of them is like the most toxic person ever on Apex, but like hearing him rage is the funniest thing ever. But I just like sitting in his chat, just like his community is beautiful. They're beautiful people. I just like seeing all of it unfold and stuff like that. So being that person for other people, it's just like that. Like that's it. That's why I want to stream.
Yeah.
Like making people feel happy and making them laugh.
I got another question here. Why is your handle Solar Plexuss? Everybody has a nickname, a gaming name. It was Goose and Clover that asked, and they said they love it when you mention it. So we have Husky, Pacific Chief, Solar Plexuss. My name's just Cyrus. That's my real name. I wasn't clever enough to think of a nickname, but yeah. Why is your name Solar Plexuss?
So it was my Xbox on Mixer. When you made an account, it would just use your Xbox name. But Solar Plexuss, it's a couple of different things. Obviously, there's like the medical term, there's the spiritual term, and then there's there's a pioneer of modern dance, Martha Graham. She always said that the base of your movement should always come from your solar plexus, and I just love that. Always love that.
That's a
bar.
Okay. That's a bar. I love that.
We got another one too. Said, oh wait, I don't know. I'm looking at my phone. I got it right here. Favorite thing you like about yourself with streaming, like things you would never take away. God damn it, chat. Things you would never take away from streaming. Something you want to work on stream. Yeah, the favorite thing, and then something you want to work on.
Again, I think the favorite thing is just being with. I mean, I always say like my community is just not friends. Like my community is my family. You basically just spending time playing games with like all these people that come in who love you and want to support you and just talk shit, make fun of you, how it has to be. I think one thing that I need to work on is like just consistency. I think a big part of it was, mental health has always been an issue for me, but it's gotten worse over the last year or so. But just pushing through that mental health, and like obviously breaks are okay, but there was just so many times where like the reason why I wanted to take it off just didn't make sense. Like it was just my brain over analyzing things. And a big thing I think that hit me, like I said before with the partner thing, like I was so close, and the first time it went down was because my internet would just cut out almost every night with like what I think it was like 2 hours into stream. So obviously, it didn't hit its peak. So that brought it all the way back down. And I think that just kind of like that kind of stuff, like at the start, it did really hit me. But then it was just like, no, okay, come on. Like that doesn't matter. Like stop. Like it doesn't matter. A tick doesn't matter. Like you have the community right there. And yeah. So it's just like getting out of that headspace. But I think I'm happy with where my stream is at. I think I've said this before, like there's so many different ways to grow. There's so many different things to do. A big thing that a lot of people do is like big networking, like with this Hover app. And, people are really good at networking, like, being really into like different streamers communities. And like, obviously I love networking. In a sense, I don't do it as much as other people. And it's like, I don't really care. I don't really want to. Like, I'm happy growing at the rate that I'm growing at. Like, I think if I really wanted to grow a bit quicker, like, again, like Hover and like some other apps and social medias and stuff like that. But I don't really like doing that. Like, I'd rather just grow on my own with my family.
Oh, yeah.
But I think, yeah, like, I don't know. I'm happy with, like, reading chat. I love playing Apex. I think it's such a calming game for me, which makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's like one of those games that I can play without having to focus too much because, like, I don't play ranked or anything. But, yeah, I'm pretty happy with where I am with stream.
Nice. I hate Apex.
Understandable.
I do too.
Cyrus hates when I play Apex.
I don't know what it is. It's like I can't tell if it's like the movement or like the sounds or like, I mean, obviously audio is screwed in that game anyway, but like, the guns, like the sound of the guns and stuff like that, or like, yeah. I don't know, there's something about Apex that is somehow calming to me. Like I will fall asleep with like, I don't know if you guys know Sweet Dreams. Mm-hmm. I love falling asleep to his streams because one, his tone like is so just like calming, but like Apex as the game, like the noises of Apex just calms me down. I don't know if it's just like a familiar thing or I have no idea.
Right, yeah.
And then we got another question. Baby, she said, can you ask her if she knows Chase Atlantic? It's a popular band from Australia. That's it.
Really familiar.
Chase Atlantic?
Yeah.
They sound really, really familiar, actually. There's so many bands that I know that like I used to listen to when I was a lot younger, and then kind of just forgot, I guess. I don't know. But they do sound really, really familiar. I love Parkway, though. Parkway and North Lane. Good bands.
Oh, to be continued. We'll find out. I'm sure it's gonna pop up later on. You might remember in stream or something, and be like, "Oh, it just pops up." Shit like that happens to me all the time. It's random. I know. Do you have anything else? Anything else? Anybody?
Kat, never. Just answering that one question really quick. Just throwing that one out there.
Oh, I got you. I got you. Okay. Well, thank you, Plex, for being on this episode with us, for allowing us to interview you. It's been amazing.
Thank you for having me. I've missed being on here and talking to people, and I've just been sulking in bed.
It gets better. It always gets better.
It does.
Indeed.
Just so you know, anytime you want to come on, let us know.
Yep.
We can make something happen.
We'll clear up the schedule for you.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what I was going to bring up.
Oh, see, it just popped up.
Damn. Thank you. So we have a series.
I was about to say the same thing. I already know what you're about to say. I was about to say the same thing. Yeah.
So far, we've talked about anxiety, suicide, depression, or suicide prevention, depression, and I believe our next episode is stress. Like, would you be interested in, joining us for those talks? We have PTSD, self-worth, and body image, physical and verbal, like down the line. But would you be interested in ever joining us for like the mental health series?
I would definitely be down for it. I think it's a very important thing to talk about. I mean, I've got severe PTSD, depression, anxiety, like all these things. I feel like they're just building on top of each other. So I would definitely be down to just talk about it, normalize it, those kind of things.
Absolutely. And for someone, like how you said that, you go through it, I think our chat would really connect with you and understand where you're coming from, because we all deal with it differently.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Definitely.
From like a unique perspective, from your unique perspective, I think the chat would really appreciate it. Yeah. Please join us.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
I'm definitely down. Just give me details. I'll be there.
Know it. So with that, any last words from you? Piece of advice, anything you want.
Shout outs.
And your 3 shout outs, yes.
Oh, my shout outs.
3 shout outs.
The first one was going to go to Mercy. He has been my mod basically since the beginning of Mixer. He literally used to mod for me on his Xbox. So whenever he would type, it would be through the controller, like full on, dedication. He bought a laptop so he could mod for me, and he is just incredible human being. God mod, exactly. And then Generosity was another one. They are like an Australian charity. They do a lot of events for different charities. I think they're amazing what they do. I think I've done 2 different events now for them. That's been really, really fun. And then the last one, randomly, I don't know, like I just randomly thought of him. Les Aimbot is a big Watson name. 1,000. I think he just hit 100K on Watson kills. Cracked out of his mind. He's been streaming for a while, and he's applied for partner. I don't even know how many times now, like so many times now. And it's just constant knocking back. So I felt the need to shout him out because that would hit very, very hard, and he still manages to just keep doing it. Eee! As he emotes. Cute. But yeah.
Great. Chief, last words and your 3 shout outs.
Appreciate you coming on. I really loved your story. It's very inspiring to hear. And thank you for taking the time out to come on and bless the stream with your story. As far as my shout outs go, first shout out is to Mr. Clouds 420. It's one of the homies I game with a lot. He's from my group. Shout out to Pink Flurry. Went to high school with her. She's a really good streamer. She does the whole cosplay thing. And shout out to Short Stack. She's a really cool person, and she plays Minecraft a lot too.
Let's go. Cyrus, last words and your shout outs.
Just like what you said, thank you so much for joining us. And all of your followers, it shows how much they support you because they showed up on our stream just to be here for you. So definitely shout out to all of them, and for you, taking that time to be with us, telling us your story. We love it. And just like how we keep saying, everything's always going to get better. And also just let us know about your charity stream and whatever we can do to support. So for my shout outs, it's going to be Icy Pula. I make music, and a few live shows that I did, her husband was actually the one who was my guitarist. And so she started streaming. She's pretty damn good at Warzone. Grandmaster Casper, that guy's awesome. He's funny. Uh, Whether he has a lot of views or little views, he still, he treats them both the same. He's always active. I love that guy. And Captain Daddy, he was actually just in this chat. I don't know if he's still here, but really good dude. He's from Canada. One of the funniest guys I've watched stream. But yeah, so if you guys can, I typed it in chat, all of our shout outs. So if you want to, and if you wish to, just go ahead and give them a follow, a like, give them some, a chance, and check out their stuff.
Yes. Last words. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. We really appreciate it. Anytime we have viewers, it means the most to us, whether it's 5 or more than that. It means the most. We try to talk about anything that we feel is either taboo within our culture or just something we feel is not talked about enough. And to have interviews is definitely a blessing. So thank you to everybody who came through today. It means a lot. Flex, as always, you're a bundle of joy, amazing human being, so kind, thoughtful, and always welcoming. From the moment I met you to even now, still, you never cease to amaze me. So thank you. For my 3 shout outs, let me see, what am I shout out to? I forgot. They are okay. My boy Rips a Million. I was chatting it up with him earlier. He's also from Canada too, and he's cool as fuck.
Mother Canada.
Mother Canada. He plays Apex and Call of Duty. Dude's been supporting me since I met him, and just today, like, just chatting with him, I met a lot of other people, and they dropped me a follow, and I checked them out. Like, it's just been amazing to network with other people and just see people just being happy playing video games. That's an amazing thing. The other one is Athena's Wrath. I'm sorry, Athena's Wrath. Did I say that right? Yeah, Athena's Wrath.
Yeah.
She's been grinding since she started. She hit her 1,000 mark on the followers, so she's like really happy about that. Super supportive towards me, towards anybody I recommend, towards people she recommends, she checks out. Like, she's just an amazing human being, always lovely, always supporting people on social media, like everywhere. Like, she's fucking amazing. And the last one is my baby boo over here, Champ CF. Ooh. He's man, I don't know what to say. Like, this dude, since I came on Twitch, and I met him, like, he's been rolling with me since. That's how I found Plex.
Champs of day one.
Hell yeah, Champs of day one. And if you guys can, check my man out. He just started streaming. He's big into Pokemon, Paladins, and Apex. So, check him out. Those are my 3 shout outs. So, everybody, thank you so much. We love you guys. We're going to miss you guys until next week. What is next week, Cyrus?
It's the mental health series, Stress.
So tune in for that one.
Yeah.
By Sunday and Monday, we're gonna put up that new promo video for it. All right. Peace out, chat. We love you guys.
Follow Solar Plexuss.
Yes.
Follow her.
Follow her.
Solar Squad.
Hashtag Plex for partner.
Plex for partner.
Plex for partner, baby.
Plex.
Hashtag Plex for partner.
Hashtag Aplex. All that good stuff. Hashtag Aplex. Hashtag Plex for partner. Let's get it going.
Let's get it. Peace out.